Hey, what's up, everybody? Just wanted to do a little impromptu live here and show you guys if you've been struggling to get appointments from LinkedIn, today's video might help you a little bit. So, everybody knows that there's 100 LinkedIn connection restriction on a weekly basis. So, really, if you think about LinkedIn prospecting as a funnel, you've got to fill the top with connections, and then that starts conversations, and then appointments come out the bottom, and then sales. So, really, what we need to do is we've got to find a way to get more LinkedIn connections and surpass that 100 connection limit. So today, what I'm going to show you is 3 methods on how to get past that 100 connection limit each week so that you can add 500 plus connections every single week and start to get more people in that LinkedIn funnel. So the first thing that, and if you stick around to the end, I'm also going to show you a tool that will automate this entire process. So let's head over to LinkedIn and let's talk about the first method. So the first method for adding connections and getting past that LinkedIn connection restriction is inviting people to connect via email. So you have to have their email addresses first, but I want to show you the feature really quick. And it's really hard to find if you don't know what you're looking for. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to My Network, and then we're going to click on Connections. And then we will go over to Add Personal Contacts. Now what we can do here is click More Options. And if we have an email list, a CSV folder, a file of our target audience's emails, we can actually upload a file. I'm going to get my email address out of there. I can click Upload a File. It's got to be a CSV. It's going to pop up your folders on your computer. I'm just going to go find a list that I've already kind of built. I'm going to click Open, and then I can click Upload. And it's going to pull people from this list. And also, I believe it pulls people from my email address. And it's going to have all of these people in here that you can come in here and you can kind of read their profile, their titles, and then see if these are people that you want to actually send connection requests to. So I'm just going to skip all this. I'm not going to invite anybody. But that is how you would send a connection request via email if you have a list that you can of email addresses. So that's how you send the invites, but how do you actually build a list of email addresses? So actually what we're going to do now is we're going to click Done for now. And then what I'm going to do, how I build my list, is I use Sales Navigator. Now, Sales Navigator is when you purchase a subscription, will be in the top right of your LinkedIn account. Now, Sales Navigator is a premium version of LinkedIn that allows you to, I just realized I was not sharing my screen. Let me head back to LinkedIn, and I'm going to share my screen now. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to actually show you that hidden feature that I was trying to show you before. So I'm going to go to LinkedIn here, and I'm going to show you again how you can invite people via email. So we're in the LinkedIn feed now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to My Network, and then I'm going to go to Connections. And then once this loads, you're going to see Add Personal Contacts over here on the right. Now I'll click More Options, and then we can either pull people from our email address. I'm going to delete that out just so it's not in there. Or we can upload a list. And this is if we have a CSV folder or file of all of our target audience's email addresses. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to choose a file that I already have. I'm going to click Open. I'm going to click Upload. And now it's going to, as I go through this, it's going to send connections to these people on this list. Now, you can also come through here and kind of go through all the people that it gives you, 1,191 people. And I can come through here and I can read their profiles. I can see if these are people that I want to invite to connect. And then once I've gone through this list, I see all the connections I want to connect with. I'm going to click Add Connections. And you can go through this list as well. I'm just going to skip this one. And then you can see I've just invited 2 people to connect. So that is actually how you invite people if you have their email addresses. But how do you actually build a list of emails for your target audience? So I'm going to click Done for now. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you how to automate that entire process. So the next thing that we're going to do is we need to build our email list. And so to do that, I'm going to use a tool called Sales Navigator. Now, when you purchase a subscription to Sales Navigator, it's going to live in the top right of your LinkedIn account. So I'm going to click into that. Now, Sales Navigator is a premium version of LinkedIn. I think it's $79 a month, and it allows you to, it gives you a lot of tools for, prospecting, booking appointments, booking sales calls. I really use it mainly for the the list building ability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click lead filters, and a good practice if you're building this list is I would go and I would find my ideal customer, an example, maybe 5 to 10 examples of the perfect customer that you want to work with. What I would do then is go to their profile, click on their company page, and then when you go to their company page, it's going to tell you what industry that company is. And that's going to, and after you look at a few of those, you'll start to narrow down the industries that are really where your ideal customers are focused. Okay. So I know that my industry is marketing and advertising. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to type in marketing and advertising, right? And then that's going to start to narrow down my list. These are all the users on LinkedIn. It's going to narrow these people down by the people that work in marketing and advertising. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow it by the geography. So let's just say I want to target people in the United States. So now you can see it's gone from 10 million to 2 million plus results. Let's narrow it down a little bit more. Now I know that I want to talk to owners and founders in these companies that are in the marketing and advertising industry. So I'm going to start typing in founder. I'm going to type in owner. I'm going to type in CEO. And really I want to put all the titles. If I want to find all the owners and the upper executives, then I'm going to put all those titles in there, and you can see now it's gone down to 240,000 results. Another thing that I like to add, a little layer I like to add to help me find the people that are active on LinkedIn, is I come down here to spotlights, and then I come down to posted on LinkedIn in 30 days. So that tells me that these people are somewhat active on LinkedIn because they're posting on LinkedIn in the last 30 days. You can see that's narrowed it down to now 27,000 results. This is a pretty big list. If you're using an automation tool, you've got to get it typically down to about 2,500 to automate the connection requests for that. But the next thing that I'm going to kind of do is once I get my list filters set up, I'm actually going to go through this list, and I'm going to see if there's anybody in this list that does not fit my target audience. And then I can add exclusions to take those people and the similar people out of this list. So I'm going to scroll down here. Here's somebody that says, I love my dog so much. So this is probably not somebody that I want in my list. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come up to company name here. Let's see, current company. And I'm going to paste that in. And you can see once I paste it in, I can either include that or I can exclude it. So I'm going to exclude it. And I'm also going to exclude that other one that was in there. So I'm going to exclude that. And now it should have pulled that person out of this list. So I'm going to continue to kind of go through this list, kind of vet the people that are in it. So this is fine. Social media stole my kidney. Barcelona world-class events. I might not want events. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to type in events. So you can type in keywords also. Click that, and then anybody with the company name that has events in it. What I'm going to do, if I hover over it, I can click the exclude button, and it will take out any people that work for companies that have events in their name. So this is a way to kind of start to narrow down and really zero in on the exact people that you want to have in your list. So what I would do is I'd probably scroll through about 5 to 10 pages and make sure I'm adding exclusions to really get that list exactly how I want it. Now, once I have it the way I want it, I'm going to click Save Searches. And then you can come in, I'm going to go back and I'm going to click Save Search. And then I'll just give that a name to help me identify who's in that list. So I'm just going to say test for now. I'm going to save that search. And then what that's going to do, I can come back to Sales Navigator at any time, and I can just go right back to that list. Okay. So now I'm back at Sales Navigator. And once we have our list, what you can come do if you want to do this manually, which you probably do not want to do, is you can actually come in here and first thing you want to do is start a spreadsheet, and then you can just click on these people's names And to find their email address, what you're going to do is look at the contact info. Now, Charles here does not have any contact info, so I'm not going to do anything with that guy. Christopher here. And I'm not going to, for privacy's sake, I'm not going to open up these people's email addresses, but this is where you would find that email information. You'll start compiling that in your spreadsheet, and then you can upload that to LinkedIn. Now, this sounds like a ton of manual work, and it is, and I would probably never do it because there's automation tools that will take care of this for you. So, but I wanted you to know how this is done. So that is number one technique for getting past that LinkedIn connection request limit. The second one is what we call LinkedIn open email. So these people, once you build your list here, these people that have the gold IN next to their name are people that have told LinkedIn that they are open to receiving in-mail messages from people. So if you have Sales Navigator, you can send up to, I believe it is 800 messages, open in-mail messages per month. So what you can do is you can just come in here and you can send a message to these people that have open in-mail available. So it's just like when you're sending these types of emails or these types of messages, think of it as a cold email type of content. So it's got to be short, to the point with your offer, and ask them if they want to connect. So that's how I would use open email. And again, you can send up to 800 of these per month. Now, it's not a connection, but you're getting your message in front of those people and you're sending them a message, which is further down our pipeline or our funnel than connections anyway. So you've got, remember, we try to fill it with connections, and then we start to message them, and then we book the appointments. So that's another way around the 100 connection limit per week or per month. Now, the next one is LinkedIn groups. Now, I don't know if you knew this or not, but if you're in a LinkedIn group, let me just go back to LinkedIn group. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go to my groups. I'm just going to show you an example here, but you can go and you can join groups that have your target audience in there. And if you click over here under members and we click see all, you can see that I can message any of the members in this group, even if I'm not connected with them. So this is another great way to start to message these people that you know are in your target audience. You can, you know, they're in the group, but then you can also look at their titles to make sure that the right kind of people, and then you just send them a message. Just like you know, and build a relationship. Don't go straight for the jugular, except for that open email. I think that's more appropriate using that tool. So those are the 3 different ways. And with messaging groups, you can send as many as you want. Now, I would kind of take it easy. I'd probably do maybe 25 per day, and maybe a little bit slower than that if you're just getting started. But these are the 3 methods that you can use to get around the LinkedIn 100 connection limit. Now, if you've stuck around, now I'm going to show you a tool that will allow you to automate this entire process. So it's called Expandy. There's actually a couple of them. Expandy.io, sorry. And I will drop a link to Expandy in the comments. But basically, this tool is pretty sweet. It's a $99 a month investment, but it does so many different things. Let's see if we can go down and we can look at the features here. So it automates your LinkedIn outreach. You can do all the things that I just mentioned. There's campaigns to send messages to groups, to people that are in the groups you're in. There's campaigns that you can send open email. There's the ability to upload those email lists and send connection requests. So you can do all of that from this platform. It's very easy and quick to set up. So once you turn it on, it just runs instead of you having to go and manually do all that stuff that we just showed you. So if you're wanting to do this fast and efficiently, pay the $99 and then just use Expandy to automate those 3 methods that we just talked about. If you've got more time on your hand, less money, and you want to do it manually, then watch this video again and check out how we just did everything I talked about. And I think eventually what you're going to find is that you want to pay for this tool. So hope that helped you guys out. Hope now go and start inviting people to connect. build up those invites to over 500 plus per week, and then start more conversations. So I hope that helps, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining.